What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping back into the Infinite Frontier, jumping back into Robin with issue number 10. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Robin, if you didn't check out the Super Sun special, be sure to check out the links in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with this series. But what we last saw is the tournament come to a conclusion. And with that conclusion, we see Mother Soul grab a hold of Robin and they appear to go somewhere into the past. And so this issue is going to be exploring the Demon Family Tale. We're gonna find out the history of Ra's al Ghul and his mother and how they came into power. Now, be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up Lost in Time and Space. And Robin, he had followed Ra's al Ghul and his great-grandmother, followed them to this city, and in this city, he kept tabs on them. And at this point, Robin, he has no idea where he is. All he knows is that he is in some random desert. And as he is sitting here spying on his great-grandmother, this is when she offers for him to come into the room, and she sits praying to the demon. And the giant green idol standing in front of them is in fact that. And his great-grandmother, Mother Soul, remembering that they saw him when they were traveling yesterday, asks him if he knows how this got here, how the statue came to be in this city. Now, for Robin, he knows this story because his mother had told him. And with Ra's al Ghul being the Sultan's physician, it has gave her access to knowledge that most people wouldn't have knowledge of. And in fact, even though it is forbidden for her to read or write, that is exactly what she has been doing. She has been compiling her knowledge and all of her notes into a singular book. And that is because even before coming to this city, she has been plagued with visions and a horrible sickness. But she has faith that the demon will save her life. And while she sits here and has this conversation with Robin, this is when we see Ra's al Ghul make his arrival, saying that science is the only truth, and that his mother has simply lost sight. When he was younger, she had shown him the stars, explained the ways of nature and its connections with the sky. But now this sickness, it is weakening her mind. A little bit concerned that his mother is just filling his head with so much garbage. As she begins to cough and hack up a lung, he grabs her to go get some medicine, saying to him that when he was born, her brother had looked at him and said that Ra's al Ghul, he would either be the savior of the world or he would be its destroyer. And with Mother Soul falling to the ground as she lets out her last breath, Ra's al Ghul, he cries and he screams in agony, losing his mother, having her death. Robin attempts to comfort his grandfather, only to see his great-grandmother come to life and grab him by the throat, letting him know that he is in desperate need of a lesson, because where they are is in fact not the past. Mother Soul's magic connects her to demon blood. It allows them to witness the birth of real family history. And so what they are doing is traveling through the sands within them. They are getting to witness all of their family history. And at this point in time, Ra's al Ghul, he thought the sickness had clouded her mind, but she believes that her mind had truly been open because of the sickness. And the reason Mother Soul was making him look at this is because he started to reject his history, started to reject his heritage. And so she thought it would be best for him to actually see what he is throwing away. And as he gets swallowed into a sandpit, on the outside, in the tournament arena, we see everyone who was a combatant. They are standing around watching what happens. They are seeing the connection between Mother Soul and Robin, both of them in a deep state of meditation. And though they want to break Robin free of this, thinking maybe if we kill Mother Soul, it will solve our problem. If they kill Mother Soul, it will also kill Robin. And this is something that they are not ready to do. And so while they try to figure out what their next option is, we dive back into the mind of Mother Soul. And we are let know that not long after the death of Mother Soul, Ra's al Ghul began to get visions of a demon. And while he denied that they haunted him, he maintained his focus in his work, all on science. His obsession with cheating death inspired him to do the creation of the Lazarus Pits. But it was that very creation that led to the death of his wife. And through it all, Ra's had still believed that science would be the answer, that no god or demon was needed to bring them back to life. And so instead of faith, he found anger, and he destroyed every single trace of the demon. The city, its people, the history, its teachings, all of it he burned down to the ground. And knowing that he had to do one last thing, he had to inflict his own science on himself. He had to imbue himself with the Lazarus Pit, and because of that, he would become reborn, and he would become officially known as Ra's al Ghul, the demon's head, because he believed that he was mightier than any demon, and so he chose the name the demon's head. And now having this power, he believes that he can use the pit to bring his mother back, even though she has been dead for quite some time. First, he will bring his mother back. And then after that, that is when he will bring his wife back. And putting Mother Soul into the pit, this is where we see her resurrection. With her coming back to life, she immediately starts attacking everyone that is nearby, with Ra's al Ghul telling her that she needs to control herself. She lets him know that he doesn't understand what she saw inside the pit, what it allowed her to see, because deep in that pit, she saw the demon, and it showed her a horrible future that will only worsen unless the freeing of the demon is done, so that he can purge this world and it can start over. But Ra's al Ghul, he swears to his mother that this world, everything in it, it is all worth saving. But Mother Soul, she believes that everyone needs to die exactly like she did, that they need to be reborn, and that the demon is right. And this is the moment that Ra's al Ghul knew he made a mistake. He had hoped that the Lazarus Pits would heal his mother's mind and body, but also get rid of the faith in the demon. And yet all it did was strengthen her faith in it. Mother Soul had been there when Ra's al Ghul built his empire. He is the one that created the League of Shadows. They were there to aid him in his quest to save the world. The League of Assassins, they were created to kill anyone who got in the way. And then he assembled the League of Lazarus to search out the locations of where the Lazarus Pits could be created. And he continued maintaining the belief that the pits were a product of his science and not of the demon. And that's when the demon had led Mother Soul to Lazarus Island. And over the years, her faith in the demon had grown and spread, and many members of her son's own empire had sided with her. The League of Lazarus no longer answered to Ra's al Ghul. They followed her gospel and believed in the demon. And of course, we know Ra's al Ghul, he is not one to share things. And so because of that, they led to war. Going to war with his own mother. The League of Shadows and the League of Assassins quickly making easy work of the League of Lazarus, with them being made up of mostly priests. But the thing about it is, when it came time to kill his mother, Ra's al Ghul was unable to do so. And so he betrayed himself in a much different way. He used magic. He used the demon's magic. The one and only time he had ever done this. And what it was is a curse, bounding her to Lazarus Island and never allowing her to leave again. And so with her stuck on this island with all of her priests and priestesses, they studied the spell. It took them centuries, but they found a way to manipulate it. She was never allowed to leave the island, but they could bring fighters to the island. They could hold a death tournament every 100 years, and each time there would be a winner. The winner would be fed to the Lazarus pit, and normally this would resurrect someone, but if they're alive, it feeds the demon. Now, of course, Damian, up to this point, he has to ask the question, why the heck are you showing me all of this? And that is because her visions passed on to Ra's al Ghul, and she believes that eventually they will be passed on to him as well. And though he doesn't have this power right now, she says that it's not power, but it is a gift, that no matter what path you choose, the demon will always be a part of you. Now, this is where Damian quickly recognizes that they are inside of her mind, and that they are inside her head. That is where he can do the most damage. And this is when things start going sideways for Mother Soul, not understanding how Damian is able to mess with her inside her own head. This is what Damian does. He gets inside people's head and he manipulates it. One of his greatest skills is being able to manipulate other people. And now that he knows exactly what she wants, it is freaking go time. And we see Damian start kicking some butt. He is able to beat her up so well inside her own mind. He breaks her meditation and they are brought out to the regular day. And Mother Soul lets him know that you may have defeated me this day. You may have stopped the demon from coming this time, but eventually the demon will come and you can't stop it. And in the midst of this argument, this is where we hear the voice of Ra's al Ghul telling her he has had enough of her lies and that he should have killed her when he had the opportunity. But now he has come to remedy that mistake. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think this is arguably the best issue of Robin so far in this entire line. Now, don't get me wrong, I have loved the Enter the Fist Mortal Kombat style tournament that has been going on so far. But really diving into the history of the Ra's al Ghul family, trying to figure out Mother Soul, where they all come from. We now know for a fact exactly where the League of Lazarus came from. We know where the League of Assassins, the League of Shadows, all of this was created, and then eventually it all went to war with one another. And now we're about to see it go to war with one another yet again. But it's very interesting that Ra's al Ghul, he has always been a man of science, never believing in the demon and so on and so forth. But Ra's al Ghul's mother has firmly believed that everything comes from the demon, that the demon's blood runs through them, and that it is inevitable for him to rise again. And so it begs the question, is Ra's al Ghul in fact the savior to the world for stopping the demon from ever rising up and bringing it all down to the ground? Because in my book, that makes you a savior, regardless of how he has done it, regardless of the methods of how he has gone about it. It can easily be argued that Ra's al Ghul, not only this time, but time and time again, has saved this world. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.